Stormer from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the #1 podcast coming to you live in America. And today, this is a homegrown woman that is circulating all over Hampton Roads and is spreading through the United States and going global. The mother and daughter-owned business of WeCare Salon Cafe opens its doors to the community in June 2019, and it has experienced explosive growth. And branching out, they have expanded. The Salon Cafe started off and has expanded into its own restaurant, its cafe, its WeCare, and they absolutely mean it. WeCare concept began in 2011 when the owner, Ms. Jemmalyn Hewlett, opened up her first business as WeCare Medical Transportation. And it is impactful. This woman is unstoppable, and it is a family-owned and operated business. You are going to die when you hear this woman's story. It is absolutely crazy. And at the WeCare brand has absolutely exploded in the Hampton Roads area. And they're on Roku, on networks, television, streaming live. You're not going to want to miss this show. And coming to the stage, we have the incredible, the amazing, the absolutely stupendous Miss Jemmalyn Hewlett herself.
Yeah! Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Jem. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for coming to the States, the Gentleman Style Podcast. I want to say, I love the WeCare. Oh my gosh. You are everywhere. Oh my gosh. Miss Jem, you are absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. No problem. I have been an absolute fan, and I just have to dive in. I feel you are just a superwoman. I feel like there's a story. Were you born into wealth or money? Is that how you've been able to explode and just grow this company?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was not born to. My dad was military. We lived around the world because he's retired Marines. But other than that, I have 6 sisters, and we all lived in base housing most of our time. But other than that, no, we wasn't brought up that. Matter of fact, I'm probably maybe one out of my 6 sisters that decided to actually go into business.
Wow. And what inspired the WeCare brand? You're doing it all. You're doing restaurant, salon, and spa. And when I tell you spa, y'all, it is a spa, full service. No games.
What inspired me was I was tired of being broke. I mean, it's just that simple. I was working at the medical school. This was in 2011. I just felt like, my income, I was only making $24,000 a year at the medical school. And my bills was more than what I was bringing in. So I just felt like it was time for a change. I remember going to a friend and I was telling her, I said, I want to open up this medical transportation business. And she told me, you have no experience, you have no knowledge, you have no degree, you have no money, because you just asked me for $5 last week, and your credit tore up. So of course, the first thing I said to her was, I talk too much. Okay. But at the end of the conversation, I basically told her that, if the business didn't work out, I guess I'll just go back to being broke. So I proceeded with that. So I just felt like I had nothing to lose since I was already at my low. And that's when I proceeded with medical transportation. And from there, I just kept going. So from medical transportation, I opened up my group home. The group home actually opened up in 2013. My second group home opened up in 2014. From there, I opened up supportive in-home services where I added to my group home. And from there, I started opening up training centers. WeCare Training Services is a training center where we provide CPR first aid and medication certifications. A lot of my staff that works in my group home and supportive in-home has to be med certified and CPR first aid certified. So instead of going out there and looking for an instructor, I opened up my own training center and hired my own, contracted my own instructor to provide that service in our group home and in-home. But not only for us, but we was able to offer that service to other people in the behavioral health field, like other group homes, day supports, mental health skill building. On top of daycares, we had dentists that was coming in there, nurses. So we was able to provide that service to them. After I did that, I opened up WeCare Salon and Spa. Now, what came about WeCare Salon and Spa was I wanted to provide spa services to individuals with developmental disabilities. So that's what made me open up this salon, because every Monday we did individual spa day at our salon. And then from there, I opened up WeCare Salon Cafe. And the reason why the cafe came about is because every time I walked in my salon, it looked like a cafe. They was in there selling food. The stylist was overbooking clients. They just couldn't leave out to get something to eat. So that's what made me come up with putting a restaurant next door to the cafe. So that's where WeCare Salon Cafe came about. So now what we do is we do provide free delivery services to other barbershops and hair salons, as long as they're within the 4-mile radius of the cafe. As well as we pretty much open Monday. Well, right now, because of the COVID, we did lower our hours down. So we are only now Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4. But eventually we'll go back to opening full time, where we're open on weekends and in the evenings. But right now we are working with COVID temporary hours. And then basically from the cafe, I added a juice bar. So we do have a juice bar, WeCare Juice Bar. So if you decide, you get tired of eating them chicken and waffles, you can go to our juice bar and get the detox. So we provide more healthy items there, like from panini sandwiches to, healthy smoothies, alkaline water. We got 3-day detox in there. So that's a little bit more on the healthy side, but we do have a juice bar. And then last, we added poolside cooking. It's a cooking show. So basically poolside cooking started in through the pandemic, and I started that in May. We aired our first show on June 6th, and we're already up to 20 episodes. We are in the process of expanding it to Atlanta. We are now on Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. And we're on channel Sky 4, which is a local channel here in Virginia. So basically, it's just about building branding. For me, it was more building generational wealth. Once I've learned the business, it was just basically bringing it to the next generation, which is my kids, and letting others know that it can be done. Because one thing that I did do when I opened the businesses was I opened businesses that's not in my field. Okay, like for instance, I don't do hair. Okay, but I open a salon. Okay?
You don't do hair, but you own a salon?
I don't do hair, but I have a salon. I barely cook, and I have a cafe. Hell, I have a cooking show. Okay. I'm not a producer, but I was able to produce 20 episodes on our cooking show. So that just tells you that it can be done. So I want to let people know that, it's a matter of determination. Okay. When you want something, you put your mind to it and put God first, and execute your plan, go forward with it, make it happen. We are going through a pandemic right now. The first thing a lot of people ask me is, how are you still running? How are you still in business through a pandemic? I think I was fortunate, because what I did was I opened multiple businesses. So when 4 of my businesses went down, I was able to still have 3 other businesses that were still running. So that's what kept me afloat. So just to know that you have backups, even if it wasn't other businesses as backups, just, have a savings account, put money away for that rainy day. But, just that was important to me when I went into business, was to be able to have those backups.
And that's major. And you and I have talked about this in length, and I was just absolutely shocked. But you, during a pandemic, you grew, you expanded, and you did something that was very unique that I need you to speak about a little bit. You didn't borrow any money during the pandemic. You built out your salon, because you moved recently. You moved your salon, and you did it without borrowing any money. So how?
Well, like I said in the beginning, when my girlfriend said, "How you going to start a business? You didn't have no experience, no degrees, and my credit was tore up." She was not lying. My credit was tore up. Usually when after you run out of money, you start messing start going into the credit part. So I did mess my credit up. So what happened was, once I opened the business, everything was about investing back into it. So once I figured out how to get it started and get it going, all I did was whatever was generating in after I paid everything and everybody, I applied it back to the business. Okay. So for instance, when I started my medical transportation business, every month I was buying a van. All I did was take the money that was going to me and I applied it and I put it right back into the business. And I went from 1 van to 15 vans by the end of the year. Okay. So I had a fleet of vehicles. With the businesses that I do now, every time I'm in the process of opening a business, all I do is take the money that I've generated that's going to me and I apply it to the next business that I'm opening. So basically, I didn't have to have that, I didn't have to have that extra income of paying out on something because it was already all paid for. Okay. I always tell people you don't start spending until you finish building. So basically what I did was I just kept investing back into the business until I felt that it was where it was at. And then I would go in there and splurge a little bit. But most of my money that I generate is going back into the business and just making sure that we're secured for money to generate back in.
So that's incredible, right? That's unique. Everyone is pushing on borrow money, take this relief, but you did it all. You grew and expanded in a pandemic and didn't borrow a dime. And that's what my audience needs to hear. And that's what I really, really wanted you to touch on. We are going to go to a quick commercial break, y'all. We will be right back. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and we'll see you guys soon.
I'm Marcus Norman, bringing fresh vibes to hot topics surrounding culture, relationships, business, finance, sex, dating, faith, and everything in between. Whether you're into passive income opportunities, trending topics and useful relationship tips, or dynamic guest speakers, there's something for everyone. You can expect all that and more every week. If you're down with this content, then consider joining our growing community by subscribing to Gentleman Style Podcast and smash the bell to get on our VIP list. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching. Link to my channel.
So we are back. We have the incredible, amazing Miss Jemmalyn. You are just too into the show. She is chilling on the feet. Close to 40 years. She had an incredible beginning. Everyone counted her out. And she kept going, and now she's on Roku. She has her own cooking show. She has her own restaurant. She has her own salon with full service. We're talking toes. We're talking nails. We're talking hair. We're talking all of the above, y'all. There's a pool in there, y'all. There is a pool in there. Miss Jemmalyn, you are absolutely incredible. And
thank you.
This had to get out. You are incredible. Tell us about what it's like to run a business with your daughter, because the juice bar your family runs separately, right?
Yes. So basically, my daughter started business with me when she was in high school. So when we started in 2000, when I started medical transportation in 2011, she probably came on about 2012. She was working at Harris Teeter. And she came to me and she said, "Mom, I want to work, I want to work with you." Now, when I brought her on, she's thinking she would just work in a job. But really what I was doing was I was prepping her. I was preparing her to basically be her own boss. Okay. So we had when the company started growing, we had a lot of positions that was coming up, like management positions. We had group home managers. We had in our transportation routing managers. We had all types of positions. And the first thing people used to ask me was, "Well, why don't you give it to your daughter? Why don't you make her the manager?" Because she's not manager material is what I felt. She's boss material. Like, I need to prepare her to be a boss. I needed her off my payroll. Okay. So my job was to prep her and prepare her and get her ready to be able to make her own payroll. And so last year, that's exactly what she did. She actually owns her own company, which is Supportive In-Home Services. She provides service to individuals with developmental disabilities. Her company's called WeCare 2. Okay. She's probably now been working that for a year and on her getting ready to open up her second business, which is the WeCare Juice Bar, which is the second location right there off of in Virginia Beach off of Timberlake Shopping Center. So one of the things that I had to prep her and get her ready for was to be able to multitask. Okay. When I started opening up the cafe and the juice bar and our training center, and our salon, everything was about making sure that she was able to understand each business. Even though we didn't do hair or cook, we still had other responsibilities, like make sure that the company don't go down. Okay. So it was a lot involved, like from taxes to, the upkeep of it, the inventory, make the overhead, making sure that we're not in the red. Okay. So basically her job was to learn everything from cafe to inventory, going to the salon, knowing how to get stylists, knowing how to get nail techs, massage therapists. We're licensed in our salon. So that was another step we had to do, was get licensed to be able to do complimentary wine and beer. Our cafe, everything was about just trying to find out and see where we're losing, where we need to gain, where we need to add, where we need to take away. So that was what she was learning. That was what she was understanding. Okay. Once I was able to get her to that level where she could multitask, I knew she was ready. So that's when I knew that when she came to me and said, you know what, I want to open up a juice bar. I said, okay, you ready? Because now you're able to handle multiple businesses.
And that was from when she was in, how long was that grooming process?
She started working for me back in 2012. Okay. So I started the business in 2011. She was in high school at the time. She was working at Harris Teeter, and I remember specifically telling her, okay, don't let me, she was a cashier. I said, don't ever let me walk down that aisle and see your face turned up just because you was only making $7.25 an hour. I said, it's going to be your attitude that's going to get you out of that $7.25 an hour. Okay. It's not what you make, it's how it's your attitude. So in order for her to level up and move up and want more, it had to start with her. So I needed her attitude to be on point. It didn't matter what she was generating. I said, for one, that money was paying something. Your little cell phone bill, maybe some sneakers, a couple outfits. It was paying something, but I needed her to understand that it was no use of going from a $7.25 an hour job to $7.50, when you still got the same attitude. So if your attitude ain't right, you can't, she couldn't elevate. She couldn't move up because she was still at a standstill. So my focus was to make sure she understand that her mindset and her attitude was going to make her.
That is incredible. That's what you call legacy, y'all. That is legacy, generation legacy building right here. You are hearing it live. This isn't some made up thing. She did this. She weaned her family, her daughter, into this business slowly. And it wasn't just hand you the money, now you're the CEO, run your juice bar. It was planned. It was strategy. The level of think Miss Jemmalyn has, the incredible mind this woman has, is absolutely phenomenal. And y'all saw the pictures. Go back and check out those pictures. The WeCare Salon brand is incredible. And the juice bar, how's the juice bar doing?
I'm sorry?
How's the juice bar doing?
Everything's going good. The juice bar's a little slow because of the pandemic. But we don't let that bother us. See, it's slow. That don't scare me. Okay. I always tell her, I always put in her that you're going to have those bad days. I always tell anybody, you're going to have things that go wrong, things that's not going to happen exactly how you want it in business. Okay. I said, but the worst that can happen right now is if you give up. So we reevaluate the company. We do what we got to do to make changes. We are dealing with a pandemic. We had to lower hours. We had to change up a little bit, but it didn't stop us from still doing what we need to do. It's just very important that people understand that, and like anybody can open a business. Seriously, anybody can open a business. The key is to be able to keep it. Okay. And my job is just to make sure that we can stay above water. So it's my job to make sure that we do everything we can to keep it going, even through a pandemic. Okay. But we don't allow that to stop us. That's why I'm able to move. And as a matter of fact, I felt like I moved quicker when we went through the pandemic. I mean, we opened a cooking show and cut 20 episodes. You know what I'm saying, Marcus? We done cut 20 episodes.
Growth.
So you can't tell me God ain't good, okay? You cannot tell me God ain't good. So this just shows that what you can do when you put your mind to it, okay? And we did 20 episodes, and ain't no producer, okay? Ain't not a producer at all. Barely watch TV.
You are now. You're a producer now. If you all ever have the time and you go to Virginia Beach and you have some time and you check her out, Miss Jemmalyn is in it. Miss Jemmalyn is right there with the magic happening. We're gonna dive into poolside cooking. We are gonna take one more commercial break. Grab your glass of water. Stay tuned. Stay engaged, and stay with us. We have the incredible Miss Jemmalyn Hewlett of, I don't even know what to start. We got poolside cooking. I don't know what CEO of poolside cooking, WeCare brand, salon, cafe, all of them. But we'll be right back. See you guys soon.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
Hey y'all, we are tuning in to the incredible This is Gentleman Style Podcast. We are on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, LinkedIn, Facebook, and everything else social media platforms can be found. And we have the incredible Ms. Jemmalyn Hewlett, CEO, founder of the WeCare Legacy. I'm going to call it Legacy. It's not really called Legacy, but I'm going to call it WeCare Legacy brand. And she is phenomenal. She is changing the game in Hampton Roads area. So you don't have you're not a chef. You don't do hair. You're not a cook. You own a restaurant, you own a salon, and all of the above. You own your own healthcare company, at home healthcare company. You started a cooking show. Now you are, I say, a director of a cooking show. How did poolside cooking start?
How did it start? Well, it started through a pandemic. Basically, 4 of my businesses had just shut down. And I'm just not used to sitting. Okay. So when everything got shut down, it was basically, sitting in my home and looking at my backyard, swimming, that something I never do because I'm always working. But one thing I've done a few years ago was create a beautiful backyard. That was my Punta Cana for me. Okay. I knew that I'm always working, so I couldn't go to, I couldn't fly to Punta Cana. So I made my own Punta Cana in the backyard. So basically, I had the pool, the in-ground pool, the outdoor kitchen, just beautiful. When my family come down from Maryland, DC area, they enjoy it. We have a good time. So when the business went down, I'm just sitting there in my backyard, can't now, don't really cook now. But, that's what kind of made me think about it. For some reason, God put things in you and you just act on it. Like I always tell people, when God moves you, you need to move. Like you need to run. Okay. Don't think about it. Just do it. So he gave me the vision of poolside cooking. I have no idea. Because like I said, I'm not a chef. I don't cook. But what I thought of was bringing different chefs in the 757 to come together and to cook on the outdoor kitchen by the pool. Okay. Our taste testers, I wanted to be different guests that was doing things in the community, from business owners to politicians to local artists, whatever anybody that was doing something out here in the 757, I wanted them to come on, be the taste testers, but also showcase what they do. Okay, this was the time to let them know their business and what they're doing in the community. So we've had nonprofit organizations. We didn't have city councilmen there. We didn't had local artists. So anybody that we could think of, any talk we could think of, we wanted them on the show. So it wasn't your ordinary cooking show. We was featuring different chefs. So we had chefs from that was cooking chicken and waffles to fine cuisine. Okay, we had Asian, we had from Chinese to you name it, we had it on there on the show. Okay, so I wanted to be able to give that type of flavor of food where for everybody. It wasn't just that one style of food. It was for everybody. So that was just a vision. And all I did was just execute it. I had good people on my side, gave me ideas. Like for instance, I thought it was going to be more of a social media thing. I didn't think about trying to put it on TV. Yes, a friend of mine came to me and said, listen, you're always you're always putting commercials on Sky 4. Why don't you go in there and take the cooking show and see if they'll do a 30-minute cooking show on TV? Boom. Soon as they said that, I called the Channel 4 and told them what I want to do. And they said, absolutely. And they gave me a spot of 11:30 a.m. every Saturday on Channel 4. So boom, that gave us our cooking show. Now, once we was able to air it, okay, that was a chance for people to see, okay, just to see what we was doing. So the second thing that happened was within a couple months, we had Roku that seen us. He happened to be in the area and loved the show and wanted to see would we be willing to put poolside cooking on the show. And then it just kind of took it from there. We had different people nationwide that was watching it. And so I just felt at that time, okay, well, since we was having people from New York and Atlanta that was watching the show and seeing what we was doing, why not go national with it? So once we got it on Roku, my mind is already thinking we taking this national, like we ain't gonna, you know how you just, I remember when I was working at medical school and I was making $24,000 a year. I remember thinking I'd be happy making $40,000 a year. Okay. That's what you call just being happy to be settled. Now I'm at the point where we ain't gonna settle for this. We moving. Okay. We moving. We're gonna take it nationwide and wherever else we can go with it. And we're gonna run it till we can't run it no more. And that's just how I feel with any of my business, anything that I do. Okay. And including poolside cooking. Okay. So this is where that we don't stop at the 757. We going to Atlanta. And if we got to go further than that after Atlanta, we just keep moving. Whatever God takes us, that's what it's going to be. Because I'm never going to settle no more and say, well, I'd be good at $40,000 a year. No, we're not going to have that mindset no more or that attitude. We're going to keep going until we can't go no more. Okay, so that's how we're going to work that. But, and that's what it's about. Like taking chances. Take a chance. You never know where something will take you. Had I listened to my girlfriend when she told me you have no experience, no degree, your credit tore up, okay, and you don't have no money. Had I listened to that, even though she was telling the truth, everything was against me, okay? Right. I went forward with it, okay? So sometimes you just got to say, you know what? I'm going to proceed regardless. And God's going to show. Once you proceed, God's going to guide you from there. Like people don't realize that you're not by yourself with this. Sometimes it takes the right people to be around you to keep moving or, you're going to have the wrong people now. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have the wrong people, but guess what? Sometimes it's the wrong people that's going to push you even harder. Okay. It's going to be that, oh yeah, she ain't going to make it. Or yeah, let's see how far she go. Or, okay, really? It's going to be those that's actually going to make you move. Okay, so, so nothing wrong with the wrong people, but he also know who to keep in your place and who not to. Okay, so do understand that, that you're not alone when you're making moves like this. If I can do it without no experience, that told me that God was with me the whole time. All I had to do was take the initiative to take that chance. Okay, and once I move, honey, like I tell everybody, when God moves you, you need to move. There ain't no if, and, buts about it. Don't question him. Just move. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and it might not be like how you want it, but as long as you're moving, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me. You're going to go through your storms. You're going to go through them little problems and situations, but you don't allow that to stop you. That's all learning lessons. Everybody got to understand, again, your negatives is your positive and your bad days is your good days. Okay, we are all learning. I make mistakes to this day. People think just because I got 7 businesses that it's all good. No, you don't know what the inside. You don't know. Everybody looking from the outside in. Okay, I'm here to tell you, you're gonna go through all them storms. Okay, there's a backstage to everything. Okay, not everybody need to know your backstage, but I'm a trust and believe me, there's gonna be a backstage to everything, and the people that's back there, they only need to know. Okay. But regardless of what goes wrong in your business, okay, I don't care what go wrong, still keep moving.
Amen.
Okay. Still keep moving.
That was a word, y'all. I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody else. That was a word. Oh my God. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion because I told you guys, Miss Jemmalyn Hewlett is changing the game. I told you guys this was going to be an impactful show, and she is phenomenal. She is moving and shaking even in a pandemic. Ms. Jem, what advice would you give that young woman, that young man, anybody? What would you give them in order to take that initiative? I know you dropped a lot. If you have one more nugget in you, what would you recommend that young person do in getting started in a business? Coming from no money, coming with a busted credit score, coming from nothing, just nobody, just believing in that they can do it. What would you say to that person?
Well, I mean, first, that's not, and then that's not in the norm to start a business with all that I just said. Okay.
Right.
But what I am going to say is that first, you got to believe in yourself. Okay. I get a lot of people that come to me and ask me, is running a business hard? Okay. And I'll tell you quick, was being broke hard? Because it was hard for me. When I couldn't pay my bills, when my house was about to go to foreclose, okay, when my lights was getting ready to get cut off, that was hard. Okay. So it don't matter whether you work for somebody or work for yourself, it's going to be hard. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you running a business is easy, but it ain't no harder than you sitting here saying you can't pay your bill or can't pay somebody back that you owe. Okay. But what I will say is that believe in yourself. Okay. Believe if there's a plan in place, execute the plan. Find out the steps that you need to take to make it happen and then execute it. Don't sleep on it. In other words, don't be in your own way. Okay. Stop hustling backwards. We got to learn to stop hustling backwards. And what I mean by that is we got to change our mindset. We can't be running around here with $80,000, $90,000 cars and living in a Section 8 home. We got to stop that.
Trash.
Okay. It got to make sense. Okay. So if you want something, it got to make sense. Okay. So we have to change our mindset. Okay. So if you want to do it the right way, there's a lot of people that wants to open a business, but don't go from wanting to open a business to got a business, but then you forgot the business license. You forgot to get the tax ID number. You forgot to get the LLC or corporation. And then when something go wrong, boom, you be like, what just happened here? Okay. It's more to it than just wanting a business. You got to take the steps to get it to the next level. Okay. Stop shortcutting stuff. That's just not going to work. You got to stop shortcutting. Again, it goes back to your mindset and it goes back to your attitude. If you want it that bad, do it the right way. And trust me, it's worth it at the end. Doesn't matter if you got to pay the taxes. Doesn't matter if you got to pay, pay this person. If you want it that bad, you will pay it, and you're going to find a way to generate it to where you can make more. So that way, all that is covered, and now you can see your money.
Preach.
So yes, sometimes you might have to take the long way out, but you got to start by believing in yourself, and then just do it.
Preach. Oh my gosh.
Execute, baby. Execute.
And get out your own way. I love that.
Stop being in your own way. Stop blaming other people for you in your own way. Okay, you the one is the key to your success. You, not your mama, your daddy, your kids. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You are the key to your success.
I feel attacked, y'all, but it's good. It's good, right? I need this. This is what I need. I don't know about anybody else, but this is serving me. OMG. Ms. Jemmalyn, what is your favorite way to give back to the community?
Oh my gosh. You know, when I first started, I didn't have the finances to actually give someone. But let me tell you what I did have. I had time. I didn't care if it was going out there feeding the homeless. Okay. I gave my time. Okay. One thing people got to realize is that when you go into business, giving back is part of the plan. How else do you think you're able to stay in business? It's not because I was good. It's not because I just knew business. It was because of the man above. Okay. So part of business and keeping a business is giving back in your community. Okay. We all was once a student. Once we become a teacher, just teach. People act like they don't want to give information. When somebody done made it, they can't help the next person. We gotta stop. We gotta change our attitude. Okay. Our attitude is what's going to keep us from our attitude is what's going to stop our blessings.
True.
Okay. So we got to help one another. Okay. We got to give back. We got to give in our community. Okay, if you don't have the money, give your time, donate, anything helps. So as you're building your business, as you're opening your business, don't forget how you're getting there or got there.
Ooh, yes. Amen. Amen. That is impactful. And thank you, Miss Hughes, for plugging that in there. Those are incredible tips. If you all have no way to start there. Miss Jemmalyn just spilled the tea on that, and it is necessary. Give back. No, the most famous quote I ever remember, and Miss Jemmalyn just helped me rethink of it, is no one ever went broke by giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go broke by giving, but we try and clench it and keep it all inside, keep it to ourselves. But you won't go broke by giving back. You'll actually serve and grow organically just from giving. So that's the key. That is the absolute key. Miss Jemmalyn, how can my audience connect with you? How can they connect with the WeCare brand, legacy brand?
Well, they can connect by coming to one of our establishments. Meet me at the salon. Meet me at the cafe. Meet me at the juice bar. I mean, we are everywhere. I'm there. Okay. I'm there. Sometimes you're going to see an apron on me because I might be help waitressing. I might be in there helping with bartending. And I ain't gonna be helping with cooking because I don't cook. I know I know how to stay in my lane, y'all. But I'm in there. Okay. I might be in the salon. You might be seeing me sweep. You might see me serving complimentary wine. I'm in the businesses. Come out there, support local Black-owned businesses. Support your businesses. We are going through a pandemic. We are keeping people employed, okay? We want to continue to keep doing that, but we need your help, okay? Come in there, stop by the cafe, stop by the salon, get some services, okay? I always tell everybody, if we could be a professional at being broke, we could be a professional at being rich. Okay. So one of the things that we got to be mindful is that if we can go out there and spend over there at them big stores, we can spend it in local, small local businesses. Okay. So put your money in the right place. There's people out here that's really trying to make things happen. We are in business, not just to make, but also to employ others. Okay. We're giving jobs. Okay, so it's important that you come by and go to your local businesses and support them. Absolutely.
If you all heard nothing else, I hope you heard everything. But if you missed it, please connect. Please support your local businesses and give back to your community. Miss Jemmalyn couldn't be any further from the truth. This is exactly what we need. To connect with our local business, invest in our local business. If you don't have the money, invest your time. One thing we all have is time.
Absolutely. Wow. Amen on that.
Ms. Jemmalyn, I thank you for tuning in to the show. Thank you for giving back to your community in this way. And I promise you, I appreciate you from the core. And she's not kidding, y'all. Every time I go there, I'm either going for food, a haircut, something. But I also give my time. I was up there putting up chandeliers, right?
Yes, you was, Mark. Thank you.
No problem. It is
thank you so much for your support. Thank you for supporting a lot of the local businesses in the area. You just don't know, that means a lot to us.
Absolutely. I always will. I always have your back. And thank you all for tuning in to the Gentleman Style Podcast show. We have the incredible, phenomenal, amazing Miss Jemmalyn Hewlett, and she is absolutely phenomenal. Connect with her brand. And thank you all for my subscribers. Like I always say at the end of every show, we are out of time. I got to give Miss Jemmalyn back because she probably got 10 other stuff to do. So I got to give her back. But thank you all for tuning into the show. Like I always say, take care of your family, take care of your friends, and take care of business. This is Marcus Norman and Miss Jemmalyn Hewlett signing off. Love you guys.